Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned that ألم تر إلى الملأ من بني إسرائيل من بعد موسى إذ قالوا لنبي لهم ابعث لنا ملكا نقاتل في سبيل الله. That the people of Musa, after Musa, they asked one of their prophets to send, like to have to appoint for them a king, so they can use it as a lead. So they will go and fight for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. That prophet, they said his name Shamuel or Samuel. In another narration, his name was Shamun or Sam'un. And Shamuel or Samuel, he was called Ibn al-Ajuz, the kid of an old lady, because his mom gave birth to him when she was very old. And she named him Sam'un, and that's because Allah heard her dua. Sami' Allahu du'a'aha. Meaning when she asked Allah Azza wa Jalla to grant her a baby, and He granted her the Prophet Shamuel. And the reason also they said she was the last progeny. She was from the descendant of Lawi, the son of Yaqub, and from him all the prophets of Bani Israel came, and she was the last. If she died, that means no one will come after her from her progeny. The progeny at that time, the descendant that time, for those who will be kings from the descendant of Yehuda, the son of Yaqub, and those who will be prophets from descendant of Lawi. So, those two will be recognized as the house of kingdom and prophethood. Those two sons of Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam. And the reason is Bani Israel after Musa. They went back and they did what other people from previous prophets used to do. They start worshipping idols, they spread corruption in the earth, they innovated things in their deen, and always they used to be protected by something called a tabut. A tabut was wooden box that would with them, and they would carry that with them whenever they go and fight, and they will be protected by that. Till a tyrant king came and took that from them, and that was Jalut. He took that tabut from them, and that tabut has some remnants from Musa and Harun alayhi salatu wasalam. They say the staff of Musa and some of his clothes and some from the tablets of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So they requested that. And the reason to go and fight and to bring back that tabut and to be given the kingdom again. So their prophet said, if Allah Azza wa Jalla prescribed upon you fighting, you will go and fight? They said yes. Why wouldn't go we fight? And we already been kicked out of our houses, and our wealth were taken from us. Okay. He said قال لهم نبيهم إن الله قد بعث لكم طالوت ملكا. Now this is the first try. Talut was not known to them. He was a poor guy. His job, one of them, they said he used to bring water to people, and other they said he used to dye skin. So that was poor. He was poor among them. He was not recognized, and he was from the descendant of Benjamin. That means he's not descended from the house of kings, and he's not descended from the house of prophethood. So that's why they denounced that. They didn't like it. Talut, who's Talut? قال إن الله اصطفاه عليكم وزاده بسطة في العلم والجسم. That Allah Azza wa Jalla, the one who chose him. This is the first. And Allah Azza wa Jalla زاده بسطة. Allah Azza wa Jalla blessed his knowledge because he had the knowledge of Torah. He was the most knowledgeable of them, and others they say he has the knowledge of warfare. He knows how to fight. وزاده بسطة في العلم والجسم. Not only in the knowledge, even in his stature, because he was strong and he was tall. And others say by the jism, بسطة في الجسم, that increasing, it meant he was hated to do all act of goodness, from spending, from bravery, whatever it's called. That's why they say وزاده بسطة في العلم والجسم. والله يؤتي ملكه من يشاء. And this is the choice of Allah Azza wa Jal. This is the will of Allah Azza wa Jal. And to make, they said, okay, And Shamuel, he's the one who told them that. That's the prophet. They should have believed him. They said, we need a sign. نهاية ملكي أن يأتيكم التابوت فيه سكينة من ربكم وبقية مما ترك آل موسى وهارون تحمله الملائكة إن في ذلك لآية لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين. The sign of him that he will bring you the tabut. The tabut will be brought back to him by the angels. And the tabut will include the sakina, and sakina, the tranquility will descend upon you. Because they used to get blessing from that. They will feel comfortable when they see the tabut around. And that's like, that was, they said, because like Imam al-Qurtubi mentioned, it was like sometimes meant the sakina here, the sound that used to come from the tabut, that would give them tranquility. وَبَقِيَّةٌ مِمَّا تَرَكَ, and it has the remnant from like Musa and Harun, like his staff and the tablet and some of his clothes. Now, like 80,000 of them joined Talut to go and fight. Talut, the first test, they said, when he passed by a river, they were thirsty. And he told them, إِنَّ اللَّهَ مُبْتَلِيكُمْ بِنَهَرٍ فَمَنْ شَرِبَ. They said because of this ayah, Talut no longer is a king, not only a king, but also prophet, because Allah Azza wa Jal revealed to him this. Others, they said no, because it was revealed to Shamuel, and Shamuel told Talut about it. So he told him, you're gonna pass by a river, and anyone who will get full drinking from that water, like quenching his thirst, will not follow me. From 80,000, like 4,000 left. From 80,000, because they were thirsty. So they فَمَنْ شَرِبَ مِنْهُ فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. Anyone who would drink from that, like drinking, will not accompany me, but he's still a believer. Like he didn't say you're not a believer, but he said you're not accompanying me. إلا من شرب إلا من اغترف غرفة بيده. If someone took with his hand, that's fine, but don't like use your mouth to drink until like. And they say those who actually get like with their hands, with the whole of their hand, they got their thirst was quenched. And those who actually drank till they got full, they couldn't like their thirst still exists. They didn't like quench their thirst. So they say like after the 4,000, they went through another mission, and only the same number that joined the Prophet ﷺ for Badr is the same number stayed with Talut to fight Jalut. 314 like fighters stayed with him. That was a great mission for him. And now Jalut was a tyrant, and his army was around 100,000. Others they say 90,000. Like, and when you go by 300 something, and you're gonna face like those people, what are you gonna do? Nothing. And among the fighters of Talut was Dawood alayhi salatu wassalam. And you know, always like they would request a single combat, one-to-one fight before they start the war. So no one, when Jalut came out, he was known by his like stamina. He was strong. Even they said his shade will go 1 mile. That's to show like how he was, that like how it was mentioned about him. They said he came out, and who's gonna fight? Because they were ولما برزوا لجالوت وجنوده قالوا ربنا افرغ علينا صبرا. They asked Allah Azza wa Jalla to give them steadfastness, and some of them they was like questioning how we're gonna fight them. Then those who have knowledge say كم من فئة قليلة غلبت فئة كثيرة. It's not about number. Like small number might like overcome the might number. So do not worry about the number. It's all in Allah's hand. So they requested for single combat or like one-to-one fight, and from the soldier of Talut was Dawood alayhi salam who came out. And they say the reason for that, Talut said anyone who would go and fight Jalut, he will have my daughter as a wife, and I will share my kingdom with him. And that's why Dawood alayhi salam came out, and he was the youngest among them. He was 17 years. And he used to be shepherd. He used to take care of the sheep. And like when Imam Qurtubi mentioned that when Talut saw him, he said, you are young enough, you cannot go and fight that man. So can you tell me about your talent? He said, I killed a wolf. He said, that's not enough. The wolf is easy to be killed. He said, I killed a lion one day. He said, in that case, yeah, you can go. And they said, Imam Qurtubi also mentioned when he went to join Talut's army, whenever he passed by Iraq, the Iraq would tell him, take me with you and use me as you're with them. That was mentioned, but I'm not sure about their authenticity. So they said he refused to use the horse and the armor of Talut. He put all his trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, and he killed Talut by throwing a rock on him that, they said, penetrated his head. That's the way he killed Jalut. And from that time, Dawood alayhi salam was given the kingdom. And he, not only the kingdom, he was given beside the kingdom the prophethood. Because he was from descendant of Yehuda. And Yehuda was only, his descendant will be given the kingdom. But Allah Azza wa Jal for Dawood alayhi salam, he combined both of them, the kingdom and the prophethood. And inshallah from tomorrow we will mention the miracle that Allah Azza wa Jal bestowed upon Dawood alayhi salatu wa salam. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka.